Morning. This is it. My first day back at the club. I make my way to the bathroom. Oh god, I haven't cleaned up. The dried blood still specks the style of broken glass spread along the floor. I can hear a crunch beneath my shoes as I make my way to the sink and splash my face with water from the tap. Facing the mirror, I take a good long look at myself. Look at you. You're disgusting. This is your fault. You should have done more. You should have called the police as soon as she confirmed your suspicions. But you didn't. Because he was out of town and things were going well between the two of you. You were lazy. You didn't want to deal with the hassle. You disgust me. You fucking idiot. It's your fault she's dead. It's your fault. It's your fucking fault. I can't take it anymore. I leave the bathroom, the tap's still running. Back in my room, my uniform lays waiting for me. I get changed quickly, ready to go. Taking one last look around, I make my way downstairs and out the door. School was hell. Of course I had teachers and students alike reaching out offering me someone to talk to, should I need it. False sympathy. That's what it is. And I hate it. Regardless, I think going to school was worth it. I can go back to the literature club. It's straight a long way from literature at this point. I open the club room door. This isn't right. So, how are you doing? We're all here for you, you know. Monika gives me a weak smile. I understand where she's coming from. But false sympathy is the last thing I want. I can't help but feel drawn to the closet, knowing full and well that if I step foot in there, I'll break down entirely. I sit near the corner of the room next to the entrance of the club. Lopsa, are you okay? I nod at Sayori, trying to politely get her away from me. I don't want anyone's sympathy. I can feel my vision be blurred by tears. I hang my head down to avoid anyone noticing, jamming my eyes shut. Lopsa, are you sure? Lopsa, please say something. I'm fine. My fucking voice broke. I feel a hand on my shoulder. I want to jerk away, but what's the point? Her hand lifts my chin. You'll be okay. Time heals all wounds. I can't hide my disgust in their words. Do they honestly believe what they're saying? The love of my life has been ripped from me. I can feel the tears falling down my cheek. Things aren't fucking okay. She's gone. Don't you get that? Or was she so disposable to you? You just don't give a shit? I lay my head down onto my arms supported by the desk. I didn't mean to snap. I can't help but feel even worse. Fine then. I'll leave you alone. Jerk. Sayori, you realize what he's going through, right? Yeah, I know, but that doesn't mean... That's enough. It's okay, Sayori. I understand. I can't handle this. I need to see the closet. One last time. I enter, dropping my bag to the floor. The rest of her manga collections are still here. I never did take them back to our house. I close the door behind me, looking out at the club room. Under that windowsill, I met the true Natsuki, the one I fell in love with. I crumple to the floor near the window. I can't control the tears any longer. I just want her back. Lopsa, it's nearly the end of the day. We need to go soon. Monika stood above me, trying to talk to me. I'm pretty much unresponsive. Sighing, she outstretched her arm in my direction, offering to pull me up. I reluctantly stand on my own accord, ignoring her helping hand. Sayori gone home? No. If you want, I'll take you home. I just want to make sure you recover, Lopsa. This is horrible and we all hate seeing you go through this. That's why we're trying our best to help. Don't need to. Lopsa, please don't tell me you're considering. You know, I'll have to let the school know. I'm not. I'm fine living with this. I deserve it. Lopsa, why? Why are you blaming yourself? Because it was my fault. I should have called the cops as soon as I knew for sure what was going on. I didn't because he was away or something, and we were enjoying the time we had. I had the perfect opportunity to give her a better life and I fucking blew it. Now Natsuki's dead. And I'm rotting in the worst hell I could possibly think of. Lopsa, this isn't okay. You can't live like this. Come on, let's go. I'll walk home with you. I need to use the bathroom first. Fine. I'll be waiting outside, okay? We exit the club room together without another word. She takes a seat on one of the benches in the hallway. In the bathroom, I move into one of the stalls. I drop my bag to the floor inside and unzip it. I look for my poem buried deep within. Exit music. So there we were together, a white room by a window, where the sun came through. No matter the outcome, no matter the cost, I wanted nothing but the best for you. Your tiny hands, your crazy kitten smile, everything was perfect, if only for a short while. But it all came crashing down because you had to leave. And now that you're gone, there is nothing left. I didn't try my best and now we paid the price. Into my life comes the darkness and there's nowhere left to hide. In my heart and my mind, the places that you used to reside, lays an overbearing silence caused by your absence. This is all on me. How could I let this happen? Guilt holds me like a phantom. Regret drags me like a storm. Calling out an urge, I am helpless to resist. In my darkest hour, whatever happens next. I really messed up everything. I can't bear my consequences wailing. It toils with my sanity. I run to the back and cover my ears to the deepest depths, but it's the loudest song I'll ever hear. Maybe a deep dive to face my fears will help me get back to your arms. 2 feet below the surface, I can still make out your wavy face. And if I could just reach you, maybe I could leave this place. He couldn't believe how easy it was. He ran and took a leap of faith. Splash. Problems do have solutions, you know. A lifetime of fucking things up, fixed within one determined crash. I will see you in the next life. I swallow. I'm going to have to make this quick. I exit the bathroom, note in hand. Monika must know something's up because she stands up at once and approaches me. Lopsa, what's that? It's something I wrote last night. You mind letting me read that? Sure, go ahead. I let go of the note, letting it drift to the floor towards her. She bends down to pick it up and returns to her seat on the bench to read. A couple of minutes pass, her eyes fixated on the paper. By the time she finishes reading it, she stares up at me with glassy eyes like she's on the verge of tears. But she doesn't even have time to mutter my name like I'm sure she would have, because I'm already out the door, bolting out of the school. Lopsa! I hear that echo from behind me as I sprint into the street and out of her sight. It stopped raining. At this point, it's the adrenaline that's carrying me to my destination. I know where I'm going, but I need to make sure I won't run into anyone. Not far now. I hear siren blare out a couple blocks away. It sounds like Monika's let them know about me. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm here. I stand in the middle of the bridge and stare out over the water. I try to control my breathing and Sayori, but it's no use. I failed her. If I could have done things different, I would have. But I can't, and now the girl I loved is gone. Forever. I drop on my knees, gripping the railing with one hand. I lift my head, looking out the vast body of water. I bring myself to my feet. An intense wave of clarity stops my sobbing. I hold my breath for a moment, letting out a shaky sigh. I step onto the ledge. This is what has to happen. I was doomed from the start. There's not much else I can do now but... Lopsa! My eyes lock on Monika, rushing towards me. Looks like she found me. And my heel closer to the edge. Lopsa, don't! She reaches out to grab me. Monika desperately holds on to my jacket while I give her feeble resistance. I'm tugged forward, collapsing onto the concrete. Lopsa, listen to me. I'm not letting you go. Not for a second. Just please. Don't do this. Let us talk it out. Lopsa, this isn't a solution to what happened. This is only going to make everything worse. Do you understand? This isn't how your story ends. Please. I wipe the remaining tears from my cheek and manage to rise to my feet, gripping the railing for support. My entire body is trembling. I feel completely numb. Look at me. Please, you can't do this. I meet Monika's gaze for a moment, seeing the tears wailing in the corners where I sent a sharp pain through my chest. Lopsa, you're not thinking of the bigger picture. Sayori, you know what'll happen to her if she loses you. I know you know, Lopsa. You really want that? Can't. And Yuri? God only knows what she'll do. Why should I care? She's a good chunk of the reason. Monika, let's go back, please. Monika takes hold of my hand, pulling us away from the rail. We all love you, Lopsa. We'll always be here for you, no matter what. I release my grip from the railing, following Monika's lead. No. Pushing with all the energy I have, I take Monika by the shoulders and shove her back as hard as I can. She loses her grip on me, stumbling and nearly falling onto the concrete. As Monika realizes what's happening, she lets out a scream and scrambles to her feet. This must be done. This is the only escape from everything. I can't control my actions anymore. I'm coming, Natsuki. I sprint towards the chair, vaulting myself over. As I begin the journey, I remember the times Natsuki and I had spent together. Our first time reading together, when she first told me she liked my poems, baking together, when she told me she loved me, all of it. Being able to tell her the same, seeing the look on her face, of pure happiness. I'm reminded of a sensation of weightlessness, almost like right now. Now I'm going to see her again. Natsuki, if you can hear me, I will see you in the next life. This was the right choice. To you, the player, first of all, I'd like to thank you for giving Doki Doki exit music a chance. As I seriously apologize for the last 30-ish minutes. I hope you can forgive me and hope you enjoy. That being said, the development of this mod certainly is difficult for the start we had. Next step, a team member leaked an early build of the mod, calling it his mod. So yeah, fuck him. There's a bunch of this. If you want to read. Thank God you didn't click off the game mouse. My mouse fell on the floor. Yeah. I'm lost for words. That was a good story. There were moments that made me anxious, there were moments that made me happy, there were moments that made me angry. And the ending made sense. There is plot holes there. MC could have called the police a lot sooner, he didn't. So that was a plot hole that they acknowledged. So it's not problem anymore. So yeah, there's that. Anything I've said during this regarding to me, I remember, like, it's been 6 hours. I've recorded this for the past 6 hours. It's done now. And I remember talking about, medication making you angry, and antidepressant making you angry. I remember talking about cutting yourself. And none of those things, nothing really came up after that in terms of me wanting to talk about anything. But yeah, I can't see myself being here anymore. I cannot see doing this anymore, because honestly, once Natsuki was killed, all I felt was anger. I felt like just ramming a fist into my fist into a wall, or the monitor, or throwing my mouse. Because I felt anger. I can't explain why I felt anger. But I felt deep anger. Which is why I really sounded angry whenever MC was feeling angry. Because it came from within. So that's one piece of voice acting I managed to get right, I guess. But that highlights a big issue for me. I'm not gonna talk about the mod. The mod is good. I liked it. I liked it more than Relapse, a bit more. Or at least the same level as Relapse. Because Relapse was all about Sayori and player. This was Natsuki and player. For Monika, you have, after story, you can just play that, which I've been doing for the past year. I've been playing Monika after story just to be with her. And kind of feel bad for Yuri, but picking Natsuki's path in the original and in this game makes Yuri be completely an asshole. Because let's face it, Yuri is one of the reasons why Natsuki got killed in the end. Okay, it's gone back to the main menu all of a sudden. Fine. Stay in the main menu. Actually, you can get the music in. I'll keep the letter in there if you really care. But Yuri is one of the 2 reasons why Natsuki got killed. Because if it wasn't for Yuri flipping out on Natsuki, telling her complete and utter lies, she wouldn't have gotten to the hospital. She wouldn't have cut herself and drank the wine. She wouldn't have been brought to the hospital. She wouldn't have been brought back together to a father, and she would have been alive. So Yuri is one of the reasons why Natsuki ended up dying. The second culprit is the player for not taking this to the police. So, that's my opinion. That's good for that. But like I said, me getting angry at a somber time after after Natsuki's death, I should be feeling numb. I felt numb. I felt nothing. I felt anger. That's not normal. You're not supposed to feel angry by going through a story like this. You shouldn't feel like punching a hole in the wall. Which I did. And for that reason, I simply can't think that I could be doing this anymore. That's one of the reasons why it took me so long to get this started, because I tried to figure out if I had the energy to do this. And when the new year began, I've determined I didn't. I felt like I didn't have energy. I didn't want to do this because it feels like this should be an update video. It will. After this, there is gonna be one more video. It's gonna be done. It's an update video. I'm finally getting it done. Because I'm right here. I might as well do it. I'm fully set up to do the thing. So yeah, I'm not gonna explain anymore. This was Doki Doki Edge Music. It was a great mod. I really liked going through it. I really liked it. It was a great mod. And there's nothing against the mod. I'm not gonna say anything bad against the mod because the mod was great. So yeah, I'm gonna stop it now. There's gonna be an update video later. After this, for like a few days. I don't know. Considering that this was 6 hours, this is gonna be going up probably somewhere in February. Considering maybe unless I've had enough. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna go to edit this, get it all done, get it up, and there's the update at the end. So yeah, thanks guys for watching this, if there's anyone left, and goodbye.